Good morning, world cruisers. It is Saturday, the 3rd of August, 2024, and we are in the port of Helsinki, Finland. Welcome to the northernmost capital of anybody belonging to the European Union. We are just about 50 miles north of Tallinn, Estonia, across the Bay of Finland, and we are roughly 190 miles from St. Petersburg, Russia. So we are the northernmost capital in the world and also the most populous northern city in Europe. So I am going to take you on we took a canal trip first, so I condensed an hour and a half trip through the Bay of Helsinki here into a 5-minute video by speeding it up 16 times. And I was really surprised that it kind of reminded me of being up in Washington with all the islands and villages, houses on these islands out here, and reminded me of the coastline around Seattle. Now we got here. It was a beautiful day by, I guess, Helsinki standards. It's in the 70s, and later in the afternoon the sun was out, so it's absolutely gorgeous day in a place where they get so much snow. Duck your head under the bridge here. So they have a relatively short summer. Their day, in the summertime, the day lasts all but 4 hours. So they only have 4 hours of nighttime during the summer. And in the winter, they only have 4 hours of daytime. So it's a pretty harsh place to live. You'll see later on, they have 5 icebreakers parked in the bay. And the reason that they have so much ice up here is not necessarily because it's that particularly cold, but it's because this inland sea, which is the Baltic, and doesn't connect to the ocean until you get somewhere around Sweden, where we stood on the point that the confluence of the North Atlantic and the Baltic. So there's a very high concentration of fresh water here because it's so far inland. And the fresh water causes the freezing point of the water to rise, and so they get a lot of ice, heavy ice. So they have icebreakers, and even the ferries that go back and forth to Stockholm and other places, Tallinn, they have the ability to break ice up to a half a meter thick, and the big icebreakers can break ice up to a meter thick. But in the summertime, this place looks like paradise. There's so many, duck your head again. There's so many houses and small villages and little harbors in these islands out here. It's beautiful. And then along the coast, some of these houses, you can see their little saunas down. Duck your head again. You can see the saunas down by the water. So that's a favorite of the folks up here in Finland, is to go use the sauna, jump in the water, and then go in the sauna and sweat, and then jump back in the cold water again or in the snow. They're building a brand new cable suspension bridge there. Looks like maybe another year or so it'll be ready. Anyway, I was very pleasantly surprised. It wasn't at all what I was expecting to see. for all the other European cities we've been in lately in the Baltic states are almost medieval towns where Helsinki was really not founded until like 1809 or 1812. There's the icebreakers. Those ships would just pass by. There's 5 of them parked there. And so, since it was started like 1809 or 1812 or thereabouts, it's a relatively new city, and it's been ranked as one of the best cities in the world to live in, behind like London and New York, because it's so, new and beautiful and I guess metropolitan. You could say, okay, we're done with the trip here. Yeah, past that went. So the next stop was my brother and I to try some reindeer hot dogs, moose meatballs. Have this fish called Vandace, Vandace. It's a small fish. They just fry it whole. So she gave us a few of those to try. That's it right there. Looks like a small sardine. You eat the entire thing.
You eat the whole thing. Hell no. Good. We're good. Made you tasty. Right? You eat the whole thing. I like it. Good. Good. When you take that cap off. These are good. I like them. Oh, you got them all. I was looking for the other one. Moose meatball.
I think it's reindeer sausage that was mixed with potatoes on that plate there. It was really good.
Moose balls.
There's a moose meatball.
I'm a school teacher. I'm more willing to say it. No. That's the best moose meatball I've ever had. Moose meatball. Look, that's why they like moose on all those adventure TV shows. Good, very good. That sauce is good. That dill and garlic.
Anyway, this was an amazing meal.
Okay, moose meatballs.
And I was surprisingly it was good to eat those fried fish whole. They were delicious. I don't know what they breaded them in, but I think the sausage that was mixed with those potatoes was reindeer sausage. And the hot dogs made out of reindeer meat was difficult to tell them from the normal hot dogs we eat out of beef. The skin on them was a little bit crunchy compared to a regular hot dog.
All of this was 30 euros, so 15 euros a piece.
Anyway, after lunch, our next stop was to get on the hop-on, hop-off bus and take a tour of the city. And really, it's a beautiful city. It's clean, and it has this store on the corner with the red brick is like a Bloomingdale's or a Macy's. It's just seems like a very livable place. I mean, we're here in the middle of summer. 1952, they hosted the Olympics. This is the Olympic Stadium that you can see behind the trees here. You'll get a little bit better view of it in a minute. But I think 52 was the first Olympics they held after World War II. lot of records were broken during that Olympics that were conducted in this stadium right here. And so the city of Helsinki, again, because it's next to the bay, has lots of waterways. It's almost like Canal Venice, only they're big, so it's like they're lakes almost. And it makes it for a very beautiful city. A lot of woodlands and a lot of waterways. And it's the least densely populated capital of any place in the European Union, even less populated than Tallinn was in Estonia. So you see the sun's out now, and the temperature's perfect. They have a little amusement park here. You can see some of the rides there in the background. There's another one of those waterways that kind of separates the city. Beautiful place. This is Helsinki Cathedral, which is right on Bennett Square. Let's listen to the bell tower right there. Those louvers open up when the bells toll, and they close again when they're done ringing. This is Senate Square with the Parliament building in the background. Some folks tried to go up in that cathedral, but there was a wedding going on, so they couldn't get in. But I think that's the Parliament building right there, the yellowish building in the background. The predominant religion here is Catholicism. There is some Russian Orthodox. You're going to see a Russian Orthodox cathedral in just a minute. But this Senate Square was very close to Market Square, where we had our lunch, where all the boats and tourist activities are. So there's the Russian Orthodox cathedral in the background there. And where that Ferris wheel is where the Market Square was, where we took our original canal tour from. And while I was going back, on our way back, there was somebody bungee jumping. You can see him dangling from that bungee cord from that big crane. I missed the jump bucket up there, but I got him hanging upside down. Stay tuned. We'll be in Stockholm, Sweden tomorrow.